Hello, my name is Paul Jenkins. I am a former teacher, a poet, a radio presenter, and I also work with the schools team at Empathy Lab. Now, Empathy Lab is a charitable social enterprise working with schools and libraries, focusing on the power of literature to build children's empathy. Now, talking with a child can be a rewarding and inspiring experience as we get to understand what they're thinking about and we get their views of the world. And talking about books gives a greater focus to that discussion. And when an adult and a child talk together about a book that the child is reading, the child sees that their opinions matter and are valued. And when you think about it, the child who has read the book is the expert on that book. It means the discussion that comes about is a discussion of equals. Talking about books gives children and adults that really special time together. As they start to express their thoughts and feelings about a story, children can describe what they're feeling about the book with that trusted adult, and they learn new vocabulary to articulate their ideas and feelings. And then through gentle questioning, the adults involved can then really start to connect and deepen those children's understanding. Talking about books can also help to extend children's vocabulary, especially their language for emotions and feelings. Now, there are 5 key areas that we can look at that will really help to deepen a child's understanding of empathy through looking at books. The first is conversational dialogue, really focusing on active listening, a change of focus to the characters and their feelings, some really great questions, and building that language for emotions as we explore the story together. And a really sensitive conversation with a child about books and characters can help them develop their understanding of the book and how other people think and feel. Children need adults beside them to help collaboratively as equal partners, and it's allowing plenty of space for children to think and question. And it definitely isn't about firing questions at children. It's about a to and fro exchange of different thoughts and ideas. And to get the discussion going, you can follow the child's interests and the elements of the story that they really pay attention to and want to talk about. Using open questions as much as possible is really important too, and showing your understanding by responding to a child's answers with further questions, really digging deeper and repeating, expanding on what a child has said. It's really important as much as possible to praise and encourage the child while you're reading a story together. Now, to book talk effectively, it really is important to be a good listener. You know how powerful it is when you encounter a really good listener. It's pivotal to empathic communication. We really do need to give our whole selves to the conversation, even if it is just for that brief period of time. And also remember that silence can be powerful. Resist the urge to jump into that silence when children are thinking. Let them have the time and the space to develop ideas alone. At Empathy Lab, we place a lot of emphasis on character. And this is because the research shows that when we identify with characters in books, we are practicing empathy skills that we can apply to real life situations. So it's great to encourage children to think about those characters that they're reading about in stories and some non-fiction stories as well. It's really a great reason for children to focus on those characters and then keep that discussion going carefully within the boundaries of the story. It's much safer to ask children what they would do if they were the characters, rather than, has anything like this ever happened to you? Questions which jerk the children back into reality, into real life, can make them feel uncomfortable or even exposed. They will make those real life connections for themselves if and when they are ready. And you may be wondering what kind of questions really do work well. Well, we've put together a pack of question suggestions to help you, but in essence, the questions are inclusive, allowing you and the child to think together. They have openers like, I'm wondering, what do you think about? Tell me this. And here are a few suggestions. I'd be interested to hear what you think about the character of the very start of the story. Was it different by the end? Were you surprised by anything the character did? I'm wondering how the different characters felt about the same situation. All of these really do help to bring context into the book and help the children to put themselves in the perspective of the characters that are involved. Now, finally, using book talking to help develop children's emotional vocabulary is really, really important. The research shows that when children can name their emotions, they can better manage their own and understand other people's emotions too. So give those feelings in the books a name. As you talk, pick up new words for feelings that are used by the author. Share what they mean together. Be honest about your own feelings as well. And it can be really fun to make the face and model the body language. There are all sorts of things you can do while reading a book. Now, don't worry, you don't have to read all the books that children are talking about. It's actually lovely when children introduce you to new books. The key thing for you is to get the conversation going and genuinely show an interest in what the children are saying. You'll be doing a great job. Your book talking skills will help you in conversations with adults too, and children will remember those special moments that you shared together reading a story.